Hello. We are so happy that you found your way to the Isle of Roux. Look who made it even.
I made it.
So nice.
Never missed.
So it is
Rumble. Four in a row. It's still part of Rumble.
The Isle of Roux.
Brought to you by Rumble House.
4, brought to you by Rumble House. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, for finding the breadcrumbs and following your trail here. Start with the land acknowledgement. The Creator gifted us with this land that we are blessed to share and care for together. We acknowledge that the land we gather on Mohkinstsis is the ancestral territory of the Siksika, Sitapi, the Siksika, the Gaina, the Piikani, and the Amska Pipikani. We acknowledge all First Nations and Métis of Treaty 7 lands, the Sutena, the Ethkabi, which includes Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney. We commit to advancing reconciliation guided by truth, respecting treaty laws, and humbly walking alongside First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. We recognize all who live, work, play, and make art on these lands and who now call this place home. Today's episode is brought to you
by Gravity. Gravity. Did we make a video? I cannot remember. It's been a very busy Dead Kevin. Let's do this. Was it this one?
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin. Yeah, I think it landed on G.
I get so excited to spin the wheel now.
Is that Gaia? G?
G.
Gravity works. Like the amount of weight that the art has?
Gravitas.
And also the weights of like bodies sit and when things are floating and sinking. Gravity.
Week 4 has some weight to it.
Weight. That's right. Gravity. So we have a pack of stuff because Rich got busy this week. Do we have any people with us? Oh, let's put the comments on. I will not be deterred. Okay. Comments. Who's commenting with us? Nobody's commented. Oh, I know. You can join us if you want. Be part of the party. Gravity. And then so that was G, landed on G. What do we got there for paintings tonight? So, there's a video for this. Too early to show it? Maybe. But I was doing a painting here where I really wanted to get the sense of gravity. And often, so like that sense that the body pulls down and you can feel the weight of the gravity. I remember the very first Spider-Man film. I was so thrilled with everything about it. Tobey Maguire. The only thing that I didn't love was there was a lack of sense of gravity. So that when Peter Parker's body fell to the ground, to me, it didn't look like a 150-pound body dropping. He would fly up and then sort of float back down. And I thought the gravity was wrong when it came to falling. So there's that. I don't know what I'm doing with that. And then there's this, which is the opposite. I was trying to paint what it felt like to have a lack of gravity, a sense of freedom of gravity. And there's something kind of dreamy with some foxes and some peoples and a panda bear and some bunnies. And I don't know, you can't really see it, but I got to find a home for that. This was just me playing around. So I don't know if this matters to you. Sometimes I'm thinking about what I'm drawing, and sometimes I'm just goofing around. So we we went out and spent weekends since the last little while going around and taking photos of back alleys and stuff. So I was very inspired to paint that. That needs a home. Without our auctions, it's going to be hard to move all my artwork. This is Tricky Dick and Johnny Cash. This needs a home. Another very highly moment, had a lot of gravity. And then we decided to go back and rewatch the old Superman films. So I have like a when I say I have a soft spot for Superman, it's not because I think I'm Superman, but it's because I really empathize with him being alone and isolated. And so until I met you, I was pretty alone. So Superman needs a home. Johnny Cash needs a home. The two floaty bodies need homes. We will figure out places for those later on. Are there a few more? No, there are.
No, those are from last week.
Oh, I don't think that one has a home.
But okay.
This one doesn't. Yeah, these don't have homes.
I know.
Oh, well, they are from last week. So can't even give them away. Okay, so this. Oh, there was something I was going to do with this, and I can't remember what I was going to keep them. Don't be crazy. Okay, this was a building on fire, and then what I did was I unfired it, so I painted the sky in. But those are all paintings that need homes, and we will figure out a plan to dump those paintings off soon. Now, did we pick? Oh, here we go. I read a lot about gravity. Excellent. Come online with us. And campaigner, I think that's Scott.
Yeah.
Okay. Scott K, if you want to join us, just click on that link and you come talk to us about gravity. Hi, Amanda. Nobody's taking us up on the click on the link yet. What was I going to say about gravity? Oh, yeah. So we have a few cute little videos.
Scott asked if you could buy Johnny.
You can have Johnny.
Yay!
Where is it? Scott, this is Johnny Cash and Tricky Dick. And there's currently a documentary. Was that on Netflix?
Yes.
It was. So we got rid of Netflix, but then we wanted to watch something and with Netflix in. I would highly recommend finding Johnny Cash and Tricky Dick. And Scott, that's you. Well, if you want to make a donation, we'll chat about that later, okay? Because we don't need money anymore. We are free of that. Okay, so you're awesome. We're gonna send something to Georgia and Gina this week because they're the letter G's. And if you're also a letter G person, let me know. But also, I wanted to think of a place that we can surprise, and I haven't gotten around to that. So this creates an opportunity. If you have somebody in your life, where's my finger? There it is. If there's somebody in your life that you think would benefit from a surprise painting and you want to come on and tell us a story, especially if you can find some loose link to the letter G, Gordon, G, George.
Gorgeous George.
What is RME? Army. No?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk about finding a donation. We still have some hidden costs from the gallery, so if you want to donate something to our recovery fund, we'll chat. We'll chat later about that. But okay, so Johnny Cash has a home. Nice. Okay, what was I going to say?
We were talking about if people have any.
If you have somebody that you think would benefit from a surprise letter G, I'm surprising Georgia and Gina. I think I could get myself in trouble with this, but I think Gina would like this one, eh? But we'll figure something out. And then for George's sake, because is Georgia out of town?
I don't think so.
George is in town?
I think George is in town.
Okay. I'm going to draw a car for Georgia.
That's so nice. I'm painting Jupiter.
I should have picked a GMC.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I didn't. I picked a
Bel Air.
Chevy.
I'm
Wait, who made Chevy? Chevrolet Chevy. Or is that just their own thing?
I think that should.
I know a ton about cars.
Oh,
muy macho.
I'm painting Jupiter because it has the most gravity.
Yeah, gravitas.
I really liked the thought process you had this week thinking about the theme.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do we have, here, let's do this. I'll show this video early on. It's the story of Today, G is for gravity. Gravity is when you, it's an easy one to forget, but whenever you're working with a figure or a building or an object, you want to make sure you have that sense that it's being pulled down to the earth, that it's being drawn down, so your lines can work down, your colors can work down, deeper colors in the foreground. One of the things that stuck with one of my figure drawings was to think about where the blood's pooling, where the blood sits, where the blood's being sucked down to the bottom part of your body and has to be forced back up to your heart.
I was going to get paper towel for the paintings.
Remove. Enlarge. I like when we have the split screen, but I have like this one arm coming out of somewhere, like da na 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 na. Where's my hand? Da na 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 da na 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 na.
Where'd you get that sound effect, Rich Teru?
Straight up heaven. Heaven sent me the Acme.
Siren whistle?
What year? 1843.
Here, it's upside down. Made in England. The Acme Siren.
Yeah, so this is a classic.
Oh, okay, paper towel.
Kind of makes me wish I was still teaching gym class. They always give me a gym class. Okay, so I'm going to start drawing. I'm going to draw a car for Georgia because Georgia loves cars, or George loves cars. Is that how that went?
George and Georgia.
George and Georgia. And so to do that, I'm gonna hog the big screen. I don't know if anybody wanted to come and join us. If you do, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. We used to really press hard on the click share, click share, click share, and now we don't care.
It's more like, yeah.
No, we do care. If you click share, more people will join us, and it'll kind of make this a little more worth our while. I'm going to need, I don't know how to tell you this. I'm going to need a little more elbow room for my,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Is that cool with you?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So are you in on the game here? You're part of it?
I'm part of it.
I can move over this much, but I kind of need,
Oh,
I'm
no,
going to need
you're
this
good.
just to lay things out. Because we did promise at one point that we would also do some art lessons.
Yeah. I like
And this is one of the art lessons. I don't usually even really use a ruler for this. You remember that one time? Jess and I went into Safeway, and as a joke, I picked up this wooden spoon and just tested it on my hand for a smack. And this one guy at the end of the aisle looked over at Jess and I and just started wailing.
laughing.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun grocery shopping.
We have too much fun grocery shopping.
Too much.
So
fun.
I don't usually use a ruler for this unless I'm flexing for the kids. So this is like my flex. This is like if I haven't met the kids yet and they don't know who I am, they'll come into my class and I'll kind of like, I want to like get them to sort of take a step into the wonder of what is fine art. So if I can't win them over with this, I have a few techniques. But this is my first step in wanting to win them over. Say 2-point perspective here and here. 2-point perspective drawing of a car. And I won't tell them it's a car. I just start drawing it. And they're like, oh, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden, somebody's eyes will click. And like, oh my God, it's a car. And when that happens, then everybody's eyes click. And then there's just this sudden like silence in the room with my power to create universes. And I find once I've done that, there's a shift in the way the kids speak and talk, and I'm really grateful for that. But
That's lovely.
Really, I actually find using this ruler quite stiff. This is like not my preferred way to go, but I do let's get this up so I can keep it on the real side. I don't know why I love this black tape so much. Maybe just because it's different. But so I have a reference of a 57 Chevy, And the reason I have that reference is just for the details, because primarily I'm going to be using the working lines to make this happen. And basically, I learned this lesson from How to Draw the Marvel Way, which is, I've told you, everything that didn't work out for myself in my entire life, I learned from this book. And I remember telling you that one day, and you just, for some reason, out of the blue, smacked the windshield and said, you would have been so annoying to teach. I'm going to zoom in a bit. And I'm going to change this screen a bit. Hopefully, you'll be able to see my lines a little better, which is funny because I want my lines. Who do I got there? Bel Air, nice choice. Oh, it's a Bel Air. I knew that. Of course, I knew that. Bel Air. I didn't know that. I want my lines nice and light so they don't wreck the drawing. But I also want you to be able to see them. So I'm going to try adjusting my brightness a bit. That didn't help. Okay, never mind. Does this help? Nope, that doesn't help at all. Okay, ignore me.
You're doing
Everything
good.
I'm saying. But these are my lines, my working lines. And then basically everything that happens inside these working lines, all my vertical lines will keep straight. You can do a 3-point perspective. And you know what? Like, I'm a little bit like, I know how to estimate here. There's a formula to find out.
If you can
What?
I show you?
What?
Well, it's like I know how to find half.
Yeah.
And then you have to keep splitting up. So it's
Okay.
like you divide whatever section you want to find the half of, you do an X, but then you get a lot of lead lines. So
No,
it's
yeah.
like
The reason, the way I explain that to the kids is if you have a square and it has an X in it, but if you turn the square at an angle, it still has an X in it. And that's how you do lockers. Yeah. So if you have like, well, the middle locker's there, and then the middle locker's there, and then the middle locker's there. I don't have a problem with lines. I kind of like the working lines. I even like when they show, because it kind of shows that you were doing your homework. You were doing your own thinking. So yeah, to find the middle of this front of the car, you go from this corner to this corner. And then that's your middle right here. And then, what am I looking at there? There's
it's a plane. Oh yeah.
two lumps there, but what's this shape? Is there something on it? Just like a loop?
Yeah, that's just
Okay.
this curve.
I'm used to actually, my first car was a 1962 Pontiac Strato Chief. And so that's the first car I memorized. I guess the second car I memorized was Volkswagen Beetle. And so I often will draw the Strato Chief. How do you like my car? Okay, so there'll be some hooded headlights here. And another hooded headlight over here. And because of the roundness of this car, I get to fudge some stuff. But I still working with the layout working lines. And then there's going to be a rounded chrome bumper here. How am I doing? And then,
Absolutely. It's showing up really nicely.
Yeah. There's been so many like neat little quirks to what we're doing lately. Like I don't ever pencil in my drawings before I go, but it's kind of a nice, fun, relaxing way to handle. This is like one time when I was a kid, this kid in my class was drawing a gun. I was like, dude, how do you know how to draw like all these spacey guns? Because you do a lot of like space guns. And he's like, well, you have the general shape, and then you just add some technical looking stuff. And so similar to like when I'm drawing the motorcycle engine, over the years, I've kind of got a better idea what I'm actually drawing when I draw the motorcycle engine.
Right.
But for the most part, you're just trying to like, oh, there's a boxy thing, and then it's just got some lines, and you get to know the shapes independently of what you're actually drawing. So I can't actually see in the photo I'm working with what's happening in this chrome up in the front, partly because I'm just blinded by the light that I set up here for myself. But how's it looking now? Thea's with us. The gravity drawing can go away. Get out of here. And we have 1 hour, 2 hours. Oh, we have about 2 hours left because we've been going till about 9:30. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Theo, I muted you. When you're ready to join us, just give me a wave or something. The last episode, we had some weird kind of feedback noises tracking through. You know what we've been doing? We've been watching our own broadcasts, and that's special. Thank you, campaigner. Come online and tell me the story about being a campaigner. How did that become your handle? Also, I should have started with something a little more simple than a 2-point perspective vehicle. If I was thinking about like helping you learn how to do this, but I also find, and this is a thing that I talk about quite a bit, I told my kids at school they can do a 1-point perspective, or they can do a 2-point perspective, or they could do a 3-point perspective. I said there's even a 6-point perspective that Escher did. Don't even try that because that's impossible. And I told my kids that for 15 years teaching, because that's what my high school teacher told me. She said, it's impossible. Don't even try it. And I didn't, because my high school teacher told me it was impossible. Then you know what? One summer, or actually it was in June, right before school ended, I decided to try it. Guess what I found out?
You can do it.
Not only was it not impossible, but it was totally possible. And
It's fun.
my students could do it too.
Yeah.
So they all came back the next summer having tried it out as well. And they're like, guess what, Mr. Taylor? We did 6-point perspective. So we had a 6-point perspective off.
Nice.
Yeah. It's heavy.
That is heavy.
Okay.
I find that's the thing is like you don't really have things you can't do. Like if you know, like.
Well, here's something too, though. When you tell somebody it can't be done,
Yeah.
certainly impedes the learning process.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
That's what I mean. It's
And that's why I get frustrated when I have teachers walk in and they go, "Oh, I can't draw." It's like, you have to stop saying that in front of my kids, because that is so counterproductive. If you're not going, you did drink that, didn't you? We are almost 3 years sober, and this is iced tea, but it makes me feel fancy. So I'm going to have some more iced tea. Do you want some more?
No, I'm good. I got my water.
Okay.
Working.
Where should I put this? Like at an A&W?
Oh, that's cute.
All right. Oh, where? Seriously.
With like a roller skating girl.
A roller skating girl?
Yeah, bringing the food to her.
Oh, you know what? I should have
A
done that.
drive-in?
I should have done that. Thought that through before I put the car in. It's not really laid out for a roller skating girl.
A drive-in. Put the screen in the background.
I'll drive it. I'd need a lot more cars. Am I that guy? The guy that does whole
You're
bunch
always
of
that guy.
Oh, okay.
You're that guy who does like 50 figures in
Fine.
one painting.
Fine.
Fine.
Jesse doesn't make it easy on me.
No one.
All right,
said it
so
would be easy.
Scott's claimed Johnny Cash. That makes me happy. He's met Johnny Cash.
That is crazy.
And if there's no bidding war, which we don't have anymore, on my floating people, then I might very well send the floating people to Georgia. No, Gina. Excellent Neil Young song. Neil Young song. Scott, we have an admission to give you. You might not respect us anymore. I was reading about America. Is that the name of the band?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. This morning. And I thought, well, that's strange. Why are they singing a Neil Young cover? It sounds so much like Neil Young. Reminded me of when Hootie and the Blowfish. Who the hell ever thought that was a good idea? When Hootie and the Blowfish, where's our banner? I got to remember that we lose our banner when we put up the banner. Banners. Media. We lose our banner when we put up the screens. It's the Isle of Roux. We've been on for 26 minutes. I'm insufferable. Okay. Africa came on. I almost ended the stream also. Don't do that. And I thought, why did they redo this Neil Young song? And then I found out by reading, because that's what I like to do, that it was never a Neil Young song. It was just a song that sounded like Neil Young. Okay, you know how drive-in theaters always had like other screens in different directions? Yeah.
Kind of like, like ad screens.
Yeah.
Or like...
No, they just had like different kind of like, they'd have other movies happening in different places.
That's wild.
Oh, I think when
Did
I went
you just lift up both of your arms?
No, this one, yeah. I'm supposed to now, but when I went to the doctor had said, "Don't move your arm like this." And then I went back to the doctor, and he's like, "Have you been wearing your brace all this time?" I was like, "Yeah, you said to wear the brace." He's like, he looked kind of like alarmed, and he's like, "Put your arms up." And I was like, "You said not to." And he's like, "Put your arms up. You got to test and see how stretchy you are." And I was like,
stretchy you are.
I was like, well, if my arm comes out, are you going to put it back in? He's like, I promise. So I put my arm up, and I just started like giggling. I couldn't stop giggling. I had a euphoric sense because I had not put my arm over my head. And can I have consent to take your photo, audience? Where are you? Some of you are thinking, I don't know if you got my consent. I'll show you what you look like to us. Oh, Campaigner is an excellent Neil Young song. Is there a song called Campaigner?
Yeah.
That would okay, I didn't know that. Anyways, also there's a song called what was the horses song that we're
Horse with no name.
Yeah. Not Neil Young. Crazy, hey? Well, maybe you knew that. I don't know. I didn't. Learned a thing today.
It's good to learn things.
Oh, here's a different Oh, Gina's with this, so there goes the surprise.
Yay, Gina!
Actually, Gina, if you would like a custom painting, you don't have to be stuck with the one I was going to send you. You can just send me a request, and I'll make time for it tonight. Because
the letter G.
Letter G. G. George G. Grover. I could sing that whole song, but I won't. What am I doing here? Oh, yeah. I don't know what a movie theater drive-in. What are they called? Like sound box?
Yeah. Like speaker?
Neil, George is your middle name. What do you want for a painting? Ooh, I know. How about Superman? Do you like Superman? Drive-in sound box? What would be the
speaker?
Speaker. You're so smart. I can't believe people are watching this because oh. Yeah, but what were they mounted to? Oh, here we go. A little too excited. Okay, it looks like your mic. So there'd be like a box here. Would it be on both sides?
I don't know.
It kind of looks like a Star Wars figure. Like a...
Are you okay, Mr. Taylor? What is that? What is that?
I'm trying to decide if I want some teenagers in this.
Go to bed. Drag the comb across my head.
Who do you see as the drive-in theaters in your mind? Who do you see being in the frequent
The Outsiders.
outsiders? That's a good one. Right.
See Sherry and Soda Pop.
Sody Pop, man, when the Outsiders ended, I was crushed. I mean, the first time I read the book, I was like not prepared for making all those friends and then having them disappear from my life.
Truth.
Okay. Do you have an eraser?
Yeah.
Because I have kind of a lot going on here. Actually, I might do it kind of as a transparency. Kind of like that. We'll see about that. I remember when I was in high school, we used to go out to the drive-in theater, and it was like our huge deal. Also, like the excitement of like sneaking into the movie theater was kind of huge. But when the Hubble, here's my picture, and the Hubble oil explosion happened. Is that the right camera? Yeah, I don't see it coming up. Oh, because I'm. Oh yeah, there it is. Or like this. This is how you look to us. Just a mess of wires. Should you like to join us, that would be wonderful.
What were you saying? The Hub
Rubbish. Pure rubbish. Hub oil explosion. Blew up my favorite movie theater.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. They blew it up and they just didn't rebuild it. Yeah, the Outsiders. Hey, Pony Boy, what's it like to be a hero?
See, that has gravity too.
Gravitas. It's so funny too, because really, I mean, that was a film and a book about the pointlessness of violence. 100%. And then every single kid that reads that book is like, why can't we have rumbles? Which is funny because there is a very good chance. Well, actually, not even. Rumble House was at least partially inspired, not by the Outsiders, though they had rumbles, but by Rumblefish.
Right.
Which was another really important book. Probably a way more important book than The Outsiders, because The Outsiders was a book about a bunch of kids that were outsiders, but they weren't that outside because they had a group of kids. Rumblefish was about this one lone, isolated kid, and it resonated with me in a very not healthy way. And also, one year when I first started teaching, I taught the 8 most violent kids in the district, and we were going to do The Outsiders because it was like, oh, here's something you guys haven't done before. But I also thought because of their situations, they were kind of, because Rusty James in Rumblefish gets like booted out of his school and gets stuck going to a school where he's got beef with the guy that stabbed him. And that was a lot more like the conditions of these kids were like getting kicked out of the regular schools, regular population, and ending up at our school. And then some of them like were like stressed because they were coming here and they had beef with the kids in the behavior school. And so I thought it was more apt. So we read The Outsiders, and then one day we watched part of the film. And then, boy, was I ever shocked that I'd seen it with my adolescent mind. So I had previewed it. You're supposed to preview all the films before you show them to the students. And I had previewed it, so I knew it was okay until I played it in front of the kids. And I was like, this movie's not okay, not even close. So I was like, dove across the room in like a split second and shut it off right before it got weird. But I was like, on instinct, right? Like I was watching the film, I was like, hey, this is pretty okay. And then all of a sudden they went out to the cabin and I was like, I got a bad feeling about this. So I hit pause and said, let's do more later. And then after the kids went home, I like watched the next 10 minutes. I was like, I almost crossed the boundary. But I sure learned my lesson. And that was 20 years ago. So I think it's okay to tell that story. Maybe I should get out of the habit of telling those stories, but I do believe in authenticity. One of the hard things about teaching is, like with any career, you learn by making mistakes. Only like your mistakes can be life and death when you're a teacher. So it's really, it is a stressful job to be for the new teachers.
Right.
Just finding their way.
And then it's like really should be easier to find grace for the new teachers because, like, yeah, that's scary
those
and
first
hard.
years are brutal.
Yeah.
And everybody knows they're brutal. And you just kind of figure like, oh, these are your brutal years, but don't worry, it gets better. And then it kind of does sometimes. And it gets worse.
And
Then it gets better.
it's a little
Did
bit-
Theo leave? What happened? Did I kick Theo out?
Book did.
Oh, there we go. Hi, Theo.
Hello. Good to see you guys.
Good
Nice
you
to
too.
see you too. What have you been working on?
Silly little my creatures, the bowler hatted eyeball stalks and bubbles. They've discovered that they like growing beards.
I like that. That's lovely.
You know, we are 100% having a conversation. There's no pretending.
So here you are.
Oh, that's so cute. They have nice beards.
Little beards, yeah, unlike mine, which is just basically unsightly hair growth, or facial growth, I should say. But, you know, when you're lazy and you don't want to shave, it's easy to put up with, or at least it is for me. Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's see your beard. Put your face in.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Very handsome.
It's a good beard.
There we go.
Did I not? Here, I put up the link for Neil. If you want to join us, hit Control P on your keyboard. I got it here. Control. If you're feeling bold and you got pants on, Neil, you're welcome to join us.
I really love playing with watercolor.
There's a squeaky noise in Theo's basement. Yeah.
We love you. And your squeaky noise.
You're a squeaky noise. You're a squeaky noise. Have I made enough space for you?
I just was showing my progress.
Okay.
You've made lots of space. Okay. Look, I'm sitting on 2 chairs.
Yeah.
I'm like,
One butt cheek apiece.
yeah. I got lots of space. I really love having time to paint with you.
Isn't that nice?
And I love having time to talk with everyone.
Isn't that nice?
And I feel like it's real talking.
Yeah, it's real.
I think we watched like 3 shows with Io in it this week.
How was 2?
2?
What was the third one?
I don't know. One was called Io.
You might be right. One was called.
And then one had Io in it. 2010.
Yeah.
And then was Io in the other one that we
Superman,
Superman? No.
possibly.
Maybe 2. You're right.
But there was definitely some like similarities in all 3 of those films, without question.
Who's Io?
One of the moons of Jupiter.
Oh, that Io.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know though. Is there here? I'm gonna look it up if there's like
Do some research.
like a god or goddess story that goes with it. That's a good question, Thea.
Well, I believe the moons of Jupiter were all named after gods.
That makes sense. Yeah, because there's like, well, there's Titan and Ganymede and
Nope, not Titan. Although Titan, but Titan's Saturn.
Oh.
And don't ask me the names of all of the 4 moons that that Galileo discovered around Jupiter. They call them the Galilean moons as a result. But
They call them Burn the Witch.
yeah.
Okay, here. In Greek mythology, Io is one of the mortal lovers of Zeus. A princess, she was an ancestor of many kings and heroes such as Perseus, Cadmus, Heracles, Minos. So the astronomer Simon Marius named a moon of Jupiter after Io in 1614. So she's a princess.
There we go.
It is so weird. When I walk towards us at the table and I see you sitting there with all these lights,
Yeah.
I am reminded how weird this is that we do this.
I think it's wonderful.
Want to see a video? They're funny.
Is it about gravity?
Is it? One never knows. These were actually concocted for, what was this? Have I done this one yet?
What are you doing?
Testing gravity.
What's the test?
Man, you never know.
You never know what.
Well, what if it stops?
Gravity doesn't stop. It's not a toaster.
So you say.
So says physics.
Oh, physics. Big word. Mr. I know physics. You ever seen any gravity?
But you don't see gravity, you feel it.
Feel it? Like that time I slipped and dropped the motorbike? Like that gravity?
No. Same thing gravity
So
does.
gravity dropped my bike, not me, not the ice.
Well, no, the ice made you lose traction. That's friction. Gravity's gonna do what gravity's gonna do. It's just doing its job.
Oh, gravity's got a job? It's got benefits?
No. It's a force, Dad. It doesn't clock in and clock out. It's always there.
I got a bad feeling about this.
A bad feeling? Why?
A very grave feeling. Maybe that's why they call it a grave.
A grave? What's gravity got to do with a grave?
Gravity, gravity, gravity.
No, that's not gravity. Those aren't the same.
Oh no, tombstones tip over. Gravity, gravity.
They tip over because of time and weather, not gravity.
Well, don't they tip over in nice weather?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but what's your point?
My point is, I don't want gravity dragging me down. I want unconditional love to pull me up.
No, you want gravity. There's no unconditional love in space.
Okay, then I want unconditional love and unconditional air.
Gravity keeps you grounded.
Grounded, like when I used to skip school.
No, grounded like stable and solid.
Stable. Oh, real poetic, Felix. Like my socks fall down and my hair falls up.
No, that's a case of bad elastics and watch your hair.
Okay, so watch this. Okay, watch. Ready? Okay, it's not. That is a gag that I pulled before. Only I didn't really have time to explain it to Felix exactly what we're doing. And so visually, I would say is a technical effect where what I was shooting for kind of failed. I just like Felix's giggle, so we included it tonight. I apologize for that. It wasn't very funny.
It was cute.
Cute to us.
I think it's pretty nice. Like,
it's nice that we do this with our family.
well, yeah, and it's like I like the idea of you using different shooting perspectives.
Oh no, I was
to-
more like thinking it's cool that we share our failures.
Also, that's what you're talking about. The idea of like the
The authenticity,
vulnerabilities and the vulnerabilities and the authenticity of it.
Well,
It's like-
also we're kind of functioning at an almost live rate, even when we're shooting the prepared stuff. It's like I like Jim Henson's attitude that, like, there's not a lot of retakes around here.
there's not a lot of retakes around here.
But the original video was early days of COVID. I cleared out a spot on the floor in the gallery, and I laid on the floor so that my feet were touching the wall, and I shot down from the ceiling, and I was bouncing a ball off the wall and catching it and just chatting. And then just out of the blue, I threw the ball up towards the camera. And because I was laying on the ground, the illusion is it looks like I'm just standing and bouncing a ball. But then out of the blue, I just throw the ball at the camera and it loops back to me. And it creates a momentary sense of like, whoa, what just happened? And I'm going to say that illusion was not effective in the slightest. And I'm comfortable with that because I just think when my son's older, he'll appreciate that we spent this time doing these silly things. So technically it was a fail in terms of being a dad,
but
pretty fun moment.
Yeah, and imaginatively.
Yeah, and I actually kind of like that you need your imagination to make the illusion work. Like, I kind of enjoy that about what we're doing here is like a play. You have to imagine we're not as bad as we are.
The suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, is in strictly in the tolerating my lame sense of humor.
But I also think that,
and I've got such like genuine and kind feedback from Kevin at work because he's a drama guy, and so he's always giving me like kind of tips on how to make it better. And I was like, that's a great tip, but I don't really want it better. I kind of like that it sucks. And I was actually thinking that too. That early days of Gorilla House, I think, would have made a really rad, unscripted reality program. Now, the authenticity and the chaos and everything that we did in that space, I think, would have made it a really great unscripted reality program. Whereas I think if, my dreams, it may be like, I can't remember, was it Shaw? Somebody contacted us at one point, and it was kind of like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. It's not really our thing. I wouldn't want to ever turn the Isle of Roux into something like capable. You know what I mean? Like serious? Because I think if we had a crew, it would really take the magic out of like our struggle. I think there's this kind of neat struggle where it's like we teach, we have no money, we have no budget, we just have the equipment basically left over from our COVID days in Rumble House, and we're trying to do something creative and valid on a no budget, negative budget, because we still have some funds to make up for from the gallery. But I think that it's interesting that the absolute limitations we have really make this fun. And so like I don't even hold like dreams for like what if like a like local cable station offered us a spot, because I like that we're
exactly
quirky and lame.
But Rich, it's like the idea we were talking about, like on the topic of gravity, the gravity of this week and the gravity of everything going on in the world, and like everything's so heavy
free.
And we're like the idea of act, like we're living an act of creation.
Yeah.
And we're like, just if we just could just keep creating and keep loving
and take care of your neighbors,
taking care of each other, and keep laughing at cute jokes, and keep making videos, and like taking stories with your family and taking photos with your family. And I feel like that is like so important.
And I also feel like it's weird because there's like, I know that there's an immediacy for people that are at the front end of the attacks on what's happening in the culture here in Alberta and in America. And there's a different immediacy when you're like, they're not walking me down the plank this week, but there's a sense that some of my friends are headed that way.
Right.
And so we still have to find that balance of like, we want to be positive, but we understand that there's lots of reason not to feel positive right now.
And it's not escapism. Okay, it's like trying to, exactly. Yeah. You said that well.
Like, so we're playing two roles, right? Like we're trying to be a distraction, trying to be something positive, keeping track of the fact that the world is ending, and
and cognizant. It's not like we're putting our head in the sand. But the idea, like Martin Luther King, like you can't drive out darkness with darkness. Only light can do that.
Yeah,
I think that's really important.
But then Che Guevara is like, get yourself a Gatling gun.
Right. So balance. Always.
That's kind of one of those things. It's like, this is my shift right now. Is I've always thought, well, I'm going to go down swinging and, they'll kill me, but they'll kill me fighting, right? And then I kind of realized lately the political problems in the world is like my side versus the side that's like pro guns. Like nobody on my side knows how to shoot a gun. So if it comes down to a civil war,
I'm a pretty good shot, but we don't have any. We're hooped. That's the thing.
It just feels like it's brains against brawn right now.
Yeah.
And
I wish it was.
that works better in terms of politics usually, but when the politics tip in the favor of brawn over brains. We do have 9 people with us, and I started speaking about politics. So let's see if we go down to 8 people. Does anybody like?
How is your painting going?
Well, I was going to ask you.
Say?
Does anybody like my drive-in movie theater painting?
I love it. It has a really nice feeling to
it. In Calgary, Alberta, when we had still drive-ins, they were really late in the summer because the sunset was so late. And that's one of the reasons why Saskatchewan had drive-ins way longer than we did. Well, also they didn't have the hub oil explosion.
Also.
That hub oil explosion got me an afternoon off because I was working in a multimedia place, and randomly all the power went out, which was nice, and we're all like, boo! Like, what am do? So we went outside. People went outside, and I think we just sat there in the dark for like 10 minutes waiting for the power to come back on. And then as a group, everybody on staff kind of headed outside. And like, I didn't realize it was summer. I hadn't been out, like I left for work early and I'd get home late. And it was my 3rd year working in the real world. And I hadn't taken a day off because basically if you took a day off, everybody, all your clients would end up on somebody else's desk. And it was a little bit competitive that way. So, sorry, I was just thinking about my painting. We went outside, and I remember like there was like a VP culture where like half the company was made VP, and a couple of guys were playing football. And I went outside, and I was just kind of watching things happen, and almost like in a separated state of the universe, like what's going on. And I remember realizing with summer, and also realizing, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'd like to be like part of the world again, because we were just so like, and Douglas Copeland had a book called Microsurfs that was very much like my experience working for this, like a tech company. And everybody there was a certain age. They'd order pizza at lunch, and you worked your own hours. So a lot of people showed up at around 10 in the morning. And then the programmers were in the same room as us, and they would work from about 10 in the morning till about 10 o'clock at night. And then all at once they would shut off the computers. I mean, shut off their programs, and they played like this group war something. And I'd be up late doing because I was learning how to do what I said I knew how to do when I applied for the job. And so I'd be up late, kind of like learning things that I had proposed that I knew. And while I was working late, these guys would be like screaming at each other, shooting down ships and going on these crusades in their video games. And they were all like hacked into each other. Also, at that time, they had this one room. I think a projector was $10,000 back then. And so they had this one room that was rigged up with a projector. And they had like 3 consoles that were like buttons from the video game arcades, and also a spin ball. Like you wouldn't know. Would you know?
Yeah, I know the spin ball.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of the game. Centipede. Would you know Centipede? Anyways, they had a room set up for video games, and it was really neat, kind of like nerd culture. And I really liked working there, but I also realized I couldn't stay. Look at that red.
Amanda says she likes the painting. I like that you showed us the perspective drawing sketch at the start.
Thank you. Why did I put red in for the car? Red is for Bel Air. Galen would be like, "Oh, I saw you screwed up." I had black on my brush, and I do often screw up, and then try and pretend I didn't. 100% did. I wanted this car like beaming red. What are you doing down there?
I'm just thinking.
What are you thinking?
Thinking about Jupiter. I'm thinking about this sky.
I'll show remove these here.
How does kindness work?
It raises people up.
Always?
Always.
What about gravity?
Gravity pulls people down, and kindness raises us up. And love is more powerful than anything.
Can kindness beat gravity?
No, but it softens the fall.
So, kindness isn't like gravity. Unconditional kindness is like gravity. It's a constant.
It's a constant.
Ooh.
Is your mic still on? Yeah. Which one is that? This one?
Can't see.
How does gravity work?
What goes up must come down.
Always?
Always.
What about rent?
Rent seems to be exempt.
Could gravity affect greed?
It does seem like most of the billionaires want to go into space.
We should let them.
So, how does time work?
It moves forward second by second.
Always?
Always.
What about math class?
I'm hearing you say it seems like math class sometimes seems like time slows down.
Can anything be done about it?
Well, I mean, when you start to see the beauty of the math you're doing, and I think that comes later, but when you start to see math is beautiful, I think you'll find that time rounds itself out. Might even speed up.
Easy for you to say.
All beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
I'll say.
Ba, ba, ba. In fairness, those are actually kind of more set up for Felix. I wrote some scripts for Felix. And then he had to go home early because his mom got back from her holiday. Yeah, her working thing. And so he went home early, and then so Jessica filled in. And Jessica Goat.
Goat.
Okay. Is your picture on screen? Get this in. I'm going to hog in.
That's weird. I'm trying to think of this sky.
Today, we had exams. And what I did was after I was done supervising my exam, I went into the town side of Cochrane and I approached about 11 stores about putting artwork in their windows on Earth Day. So we have until April to create some artworks for window displays, kind of like what you'd see at Christmas when people paint like a Christmas display. but it'll be an Earth Day display. And then the other nice thing is it will happen on plastic. So we don't have to worry about messing up their windows. They don't have to worry about us messing up their windows. And if they don't love the work, they don't have to hang them. But I asked around 11 stores, and what was amazing was everybody said yes.
That's really
There was only one place that didn't say yes, and they were a hard maybe. And not only were they a maybe, but they also recognized me on the way out and like, oh, we have some of your frogs. And I'll tell the frog story at a later date. If you are interested in joining us or sharing the link, that would be great. If you want to contact us outside of
the live feed.
The live feed, you can text me at 403-629-7424. I'll put that on the screen for you to see. It's where is it? Is there a phone number up there? I don't see it.
Oh, it's behind that Rumble House Live Art StreamYard.
There we go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to comments. Now, also, if you want to send us a letter, we have a plan. We're going to call them fan letters. Really, you'll be our pen pals, and we're going to send you fan letters, not you sending us fan letters. 403-629-7424. If you ever forget it, it's Max Rich, alphanumerically. And here we go. You can text us. You can phone us too if you'd like. Phone us and say hello. Let me know when you call. I'll answer you not on speakerphone. That's not to say that this super powerful Yeti mic might pick up your voice, but if you want us to call on speakerphone, just call us up and I'll ask you if I can put you on speakerphone. Yes, I think I feel pretty okay about this drawing, but it feels a little to me like there should be one more person here. The only thing is I don't want to spoil all the car space because there's some nice cars in here. I think I like this car the best, which is funny because it's not very, so I'm going to squeeze in. Maybe this is a young lady who's, did you use my water? Just kidding. Did I scare you?
No.
Bitch, you pink my green. Oh, no. That's not what it sounds like.
That's like the Pixie song. Like, no, I meant like.
Yeah, 100%. So Jessie, who is the sweetest, kindest teacher ever, had this one wild feral kid
wonderful
that wouldn't take part. And then one day she did take part. And while she was taking part, she got really into her painting. And then her friend said, can I use your paint? She's like, and then so right away.
They didn't even ask. They just messed up the green that she was
right. And she's like, and she said to her friend, bitch, did you paint my green?
Mess up my green.
Yeah.
I think she used more expletives. But I was just like so happy that
you were supposed to be angry.
I was just like thrilled that she cared so deeply about her color theory and her mixing.
Right.
That I was like, I don't even care.
Right. So in context,
that was really funny.
That's like I'm referencing something super cute that Jess's student said, but I totally forgot like what that would sound like to somebody that didn't know the story. So, wow.
Like, there's a Pixie song in the Frank Black says
you F and die.
Yeah.
What? No, it's not about anything. It's like
I'm just saying.
You F and die. She said, don't nobody touch my stuff. And I was just finishing her part. I was like, you F and die. You touch my stuff and die. And no, it wasn't about anything. And the next thing you know, there were rumors. He was into field hockey players. And the next thing you know, someone up for the team. Alrighty. Did they fall in love? I don't know. Did they?
Oh, I like the sky. How it got darker all of a sudden.
That's like brutal that I said that way, but I think did I clarify
It was
that?
pretty funny.
Okay, yeah. You didn't even notice
I didn't
we talk about that all
we
the
have
time.
like inside jokes all the time.
That's a super inside joke. Okay, Teru. TheRouxXV. 2025. Oh, I am getting canceled. We went from 10 to 5. Okay, so that's okay. They weren't really our friends.
Sometimes
You
people
don't know
just...
me. You think you know me. You don't know. Okay, I'm putting this one aside. This is for Georgia, right? Georgia. Georgia. Oh, I have a passion for the written word. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Georgia's got one here. Okay? Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome, Scott. Yes, and that's awesome.
Okay, where's my phone? I'll take pictures of this stuff before it goes away.
Nice.
Do we have Georgia's? Oh, we know she lives. Georgia, we know where you live.
Because you have a studio in the, like a garage, a gallery in the alley. Gallery alley.
Okay. Where's my, okay, here's my, Johnny Cash and Stinky Mike. This one needs a home. This is the Pantang.
Down on the table.
Yeah, this is a painting
Down.
that was a scary, fiery Bernie painting, and I took the fire out of it, and that was because we were inspired by the fires in California. Just as there's a new one today. This painting here needs a home. It is a painting about the lack of gravity.
Can I take a picture of that one? I have a question.
This one needs a home. I don't know what to do with it. It's a fire. Superman needs a home. If George is with us, our friend with the middle name George, maybe he likes Superman. I don't know. This one needs a home. Fella in the parking lot taking some photos. This I do think I might keep because I like the gravity of it. And then this needs a home. We don't know what to do with it. We've got 8:08, which means we're here for about an hour. And so I'm going to turn this into something. What will it be? I'm out of iced tea. What do you think of this Donald J. Trump?
We're not talking about that right now.
Do you like him?
We're not talking. No.
I don't like him either.
We're talking about.
Do you want to get your photo in?
I'm not done either of them. Let's look. This one?
Okay.
Oh, that looks nice on the video.
Doesn't it? Oh, those are nice. What are we going to do with those?
Maybe one for Gina, one for Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Or if people... I can do more maybe. I need to make this one darker. But I really like the graininess of the sky right now, so maybe I don't. Yeah, I need to go back into this one still.
Here's where I would encourage people to share the link, but I'm also like thinking of deleting this broadcast because of the a dirty delete.
Everything's fine.
No, I'm not embarrassed. It's just like I've had a lot of controversy this week of people kind of maybe not getting exactly what I meant to say. And in that case, what I said was that was my mistake because I wasn't thinking in context of.
But it's not just Jessica and Rich.
Not everybody knows our folklore.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a sweet moment, the context of why she said
really
it that way.
sweet
She was like really digging her.
And like being protective over like when you work so hard to blend the colors that you need. It's like there's been a few moments like that where the kids are like, no, it's a special thing.
I am really suffering. Can I say this?
Mm-hmm.
With the death of my favorite writer. And the writer didn't die, but all his books died to me. Neil Gaiman, you're dead to me. because, and it's funny because there are writers, like Hemingway wasn't perfect. We know this. But somehow when it happens in the past, and that they were kind of like Hemingway's books were about absolute cads, you know? And so he wasn't making these false promises. Whereas, like,
Right.
I used to really love Neil Gaiman up until yesterday. And now I don't. And that used to be kind of controversial. I'd have friends saying, "Oh, you can't stop loving the artist because of his personal life." I'm like, I sure can, because who he is informs the art, and it informs how I feel when I'm enjoying the art. And I went through these like deep emotions today where like just little things remind me of bits and pieces of my favorite books, favorite moments in books. They follow me everywhere I go, you know? And then a couple times today, I was like, "Oh, I love that moment. I love that moment in my head." I was like, "No, I don't. That's changed." And it's like everything's tainted now. Neil Gaiman, you tainted my favorite books.
Sad. That's heavy.
Did you ping my green? That's funny. I think the shock when I realized the context of what I'd said was like really felt that shockwave of like, whoa. Yes, that's the word, but it's not what it means anymore.
That is really beautiful, Fox. That's
Isn't
really
it?
gorgeous.
Isn't it? Okay. 5 people with us.
Oh, I wrote a new chapter in a book, and it's coming out February 1st is the release, and it's an audiobook. So I get to be one chapter. Lorraine asked me if I could write a chapter for her new book she's putting out. And it's really like a really cool, it's kind of like every author was asked to write kind of a myth or a horror story or make something up or retell a cultural story from their culture. And so I did a bunch of research into like Hungarian mythology and folklore. And then I wrote my own story based on, or short story based on some of the folklore around shamanism and witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's going to be available, not on Audible right away, but on, I think I have the link on SoundCloud and on different audio.
When did you find out not Audible right away?
Because it says on the email, Lorraine says forthcoming. Because you remember, it always takes a bit longer to be uploaded on.
Yeah,
Audible.
I thought like you said that it happened really fast, but you're thinking of SoundCloud. Is that correct?
Yeah, just like the release.
Yeah, because I remember I was deeply jealous. I was like, I waited forever.
Yeah, it's called Secrets of the Forsaken, and it's kind of like a horror / like scary story mythology book, and it's on iCloud, Spotify, and yeah, and it says, I can share the links. It's kind of exciting. Many different really good writers. Okay.
I wonder, like I hadn't noticed until this minute that Lori has started gravitating a little bit to horror books. And I know that that's happened. Like I've talked to her. I think I illustrated a few. But I wonder what shifted in her to have that kind of passion for horror.
Yeah. Sorry, Amanda was saying that just makes me think of the saying, ignorance is bliss. You can just think what you want until other things start changing your mind. Yeah.
Who's Raid Boyati?
Bowtie?
Raid Botai?
I don't know.
Hey, you're welcome to join us.
Oh, that's on Twitch. I should have my computer open.
Yeah, let's see the Twitch go.
I was charging my computer.
Weren't you?
It's charged.
Hey, on your way back, can you grab me a blue out of there?
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You know what I need? This might do.
Yeah, there's on Maya Angelou quote as well that goes with that, and it's like everyone's doing the best they can, but then when you learn better, you do better. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's. Oh, this stream is art making. Every week we spin a wheel.
Oh, tell
We
them where
get-
we came from.
Oh, so we used to be Rumble House. We used to be Gorilla House before that. So we are an art making kind of community. And at the end of December, we didn't re-sign our lease in our physical space. So we are online now. And so we used to spin a wheel, get 3 random ideas, and the community of artists would make art together for 2 hours. We'd have a live auction at 9. Now, we don't need to have an auction or do anything with money anymore because we are.
We can though. If you want to sell your work, you can. You
Yeah.
can keep 100% of your
because
sale.
we don't need to pay the rent on a space. We have to pay the rent here, but not the rent on an extra space. So
Yeah. So if you'd like to share your work,
if you are an art maker,
you can exhibit.
and everyone we believe is an art maker. So if you are curious about. Thanks for asking.
We're actually kind of noobs when it comes to Twitch. Can you still say noob? Is that a thing? And so it was recommended to us that we start broadcasting on Twitch, but don't really know much about it. So we're kind of in the early learning days of Twitch. Over COVID, to keep the gallery open, we had to like think fast on our feet. And that's when we started broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube. I know Facebook's only for old people, but
Yeah.
I never satisfied my work. Oh, please, like I'm painting here right in front of everybody, and we're like super vulnerable.
Yeah.
So, and there's a good chance nobody's watching. It's not true. Lots of people watch. But you know what you could do is you could send us a picture, and if you feel like us putting it up, oh yeah, use Facebook and consider. Well, I remember the year where my grade 11 students were talking about Facebook, and my grade 10 students were like, nobody, only grandparents use Facebook. So there was like literally a generation gap between my my grade 12s and my grade 11s. But if you do use Facebook, you should find our Facebook page and join us because it'd be neat to be part of the family.
Yeah, and I was going to say about that, like being satisfied with your work. I think Rumble House and Gorilla House kind of saved me of that because the idea of making art and then like letting it go into the universe is really a powerful thing. Like the idea of letting go, and then so this is kind of fun too. Is like trying to always be vulnerable and showing.
So like yeah, just you know what used to scare me though was I was committed that I had to sell a piece every week for the last 12 years. And so sometimes I'd be making a piece thinking, oh man, this will be out there in the ether. It's not just that I'm not crazy about people seeing it, but somebody will own it in 25 minutes. And, there's a few pieces for that reason I'd love to buy back, like get them out of the ether, get them out of circulation. But, the fact of the matter is we're all going to die and then we'll all be forgotten. So there's really no point in being too concerned about feeling silly.
Yeah.
Let it rip. Feel the pain. But, it's also super supportive. Like we've never had anybody say anything unkind about any of the artists at the gallery. People are really super supportive.
Very
and
supportive.
It's a good place to share your stuff. How did you find us? I don't know how to pronounce that. Raid Otai? How would you say that? Rataboy? Is it like Ratatouille?
I'm not sure.
I I feel like we have a new friend.
Noah.
Oh, Noah, I love that name. That's perfect. Now, Noah, do we know you? Because sometimes it's all like we're all chatting, and then later on we find out like, oh, I'm your math teacher. But do you just bumped into us, or what do you think of this fox, Noah? Because I'm sending it to a stranger tonight. I'm sending it to somebody who's deserving of. Haha, just bumped in. Cool. Well, now we know a little bit more about how Twitch works. It's just is it just random, I guess. That's very cool. I don't know, like our Instagram account broadcasts like while we're live and then it kind of disappears. Our YouTube account. Do we have a category on Twitch?
I don't know.
We should give Noah a job.
Say
Noah?
I wanted to find someone streaming art. Oh. Were we under that? I hope I put the word art. I should learn better like this. Thank you for your. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's how.
We're in Canada.
Cool.
This
That's
is funny.
awesome. So he did click on art, and then that's how we found it.
We absolutely know that we are a podcast, but we refer to ourselves as a broadcast. And that's just like pretending we're in TV world. I'll tell you something. I was feeling kind of self-conscious about this fox a few moments ago. Now you know how I feel?
Amazing.
Pretty darn awesome.
It's really beautiful.
Again, Galen really knew when I picked up some paint on my brush and hit something I didn't want. And he would always come and tease me about it. Like, oh, I thought you were going to give up painting today, but you worked it out. But that's funny, eh?
Yeah, it's so funny the things that we like keep with us too from.
Like when your
painting
friend
live.
knows your weak spot and they're like, haha, you picked up some black on the end of your white brush. Why, oh, why, oh, why? You know what I hate is when the brushes come off. Now, here's a mystery to me. You can always put a piece of tape on your brush, and it doesn't seem to be a problem when you wash your brushes. Like, since I was a kid, I remember my mom she used to put Band-Aids on her brushes when they broke.
Aww.
And I always thought that's crazy because that's going to come off. And they don't seem to. It's like they sort of like find their way and they just kind of meld in like Vulcans. And it's just kind of crazy to me, anywho, how I can put tape on my brushes, which I know I'm putting in a sink, and the tape just doesn't come off. Just like works its way in and stays. All right. I'm almost done painting number. Is this 2?
I think so.
And how much time do we have?
It's 8:30.
I have a little more time. I might do a third one. What the name of Isle of Roux is like my vanity, because my name is Theroux, T-H-E-R-O-U-X. So the Isle of Roux. And then also
That was really cute.
the soup, because the roux is the fat in the soup. And that's like a mythology.
flavor.
Yeah, my wife and I were kind of working through these mythologies. And there was one night when we were watching this documentary on jazz by Ken Burns. And I have these moments where I'm just like, oh, I cannot do it anymore. Universe, send me a sign. And I closed my eyes and I opened them. And the first chapter was called The Gumbo. And the screen went blank. And the second chapter was called The Roux, which is T-H-E space R-O-U-X, which is my last name, T-H-E-R-O-U-X. So The Roux is a play off of the Isle of Roux. And we have this weird space program also.
We have one video to show.
Oh, yeah. Should we show that tonight? I don't wonder where it is.
4. This should be there.
All right. Let's see if I don't think I put it in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? I think I got to go to desktop. This one might be out of order.
4 is the next one.
Yeah, but they're not named properly. Oh, that's an MP4. Here we go. So this is also based off of the Isle of Roux, or Theroux. It's called Space Hero Lost Hero X. I don't even know what my show is called. Lost Hero X, but it's also Los Theroux.
Dad, I see some people that look like they might need some help.
Okay, this is Space Hero X. We're observing some energy leaks. Are you in distress?
No, thank you very much. We designed our ship this way.
So you're saying you like making a mess and it makes you feel good?
Did I stutter? Well, we designed it this way. We like being wasteful. We like hurting people. We enjoy our status at the top of the universal food chain. Other species call us reckless. But this is only the tip of the iceberg for the Orgatonians.
Look, buddy, it looks like you are losing a lot of fuel and exhaust, and I can't imagine that's very effective. Looks a little wasteful to me, and possibly a little flammable. You look like a bit of a fire hazard to me.
You still don't understand what will happen as our vapor trail envelops you, slowly disintegrating the outer layer of your ship's hull, releasing your precious organic compounds. And for fun, we will execute you, and then we're going to use our warpy drive to go to your home planet and blow it up, leaving a delicate trail of fecal matter all over your moon with our defecation drive.
They don't seem very nice at all.
I'm gonna log this in under immediate assistance not required. Okay.
Oh, we're trapped in a clutcher beam.
You mean a tractor beam?
No, a clutcher beam. Tractor beams are for farmers.
Oh.
These are pirates.
We have now. Hold still so we can enjoy destroying you and your Earth.
Have you ever seen Earth?
I'm researching it right now. Actually, we kind of like a few things about this Earth. Your melting ice caps, your pollution and global warming. Your climate deniers will be a great asset to us in our work.
I think I like this Earth, Captain. Perhaps we have found our new home.
I don't think you need to go to Earth right now. There's probably lots of places you might want to go and destroy before Earth. Not everybody is like that.
Too late, human. Now, prepare to die. We'll deal with you first, then we'll deal with that precious planet of yours. Prepare to be vaporized. We'll deal with you first, then we'll deal with that precious planet of yours.
I'm trying to disable the tractor beam.
Prepare to be...
Okay.
I'm trying to disable the tractor beam, but I'm not having any luck.
Clutcher beam.
Space armors.
Groton, Earthlings, we have a tradition of we get to have blindfolds and a cigarette before an execution.
What? No.
A cigarette? I read about these. How quaint. Very well. We will grant you your last request before we vaporize you.
But Groton, I don't seem to have a cigarette here.
No. We do not have any cigarettes. But I'm looking up their chemical components right now. I will have one fabricated for you. I am not a beast. It will be transposed to you momentarily. Now, prepare to die.
Wait, you gotta light a cigarette?
What for? You ignite the cigarette and inhale the waste.
Yeah, but that's the way it's done.
Even we would not risk our precious organic compounds this way. You Earthlings really are disgusting.
You better not smoke that.
Groton, we need a light.
For goodness sake, hold on. We will get you one in a moment. Finally.
Somebody find me a light.
A light, sir? What is a light?
Just find me a light.
Oh, I think I just do this.
Oh no. Oh, they are really sizzled up.
Looks like the tractor beam's disabled.
Did they just light themselves on fire?
Well, I told him I needed a light.
And
Fire
what
hazards.
Fire hazards.
Flammable. Flammable.
The tractor beam's been disengaged.
Thank you. Okay, take us out there, buddy.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Is he little?
Never. No.
Never?
Never. Never.
Okay.
I promise.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I've actually got weird feelings about them because I put it up and it got like taken down for being like smoking, but it's like, dude, it's as I had to like protest, and when I protested, it's like, no, it's totally anti-smoking.
Yeah,
it's meant to be a lesson in not smoking. And so I wonder if it gets. And the other thing is, like, in these 2-hour broadcasts, I kind of think, well, there's so much like crap in here. How are they going to ever find this random? But they print out like live transcripts. So like, there's probably flag words, and then we might just get shut off the air. But please know that was meant to be an anti-smoking
and anti
pro-survival.
Littering.
Yeah.
Pro-survival.
Don't be a litter bug.
It was a pro-survival.
All right, so here's a fox, and this fox
really
needs
beautiful.
a home. So Noah, if you have if you'd like to contact us at 403-629-7424 and get us an address we can mail this to. I don't know if you're how old you are. If you're an adult, maybe that's okay. But if you talk to your parents about if you're a young person, talk to your parents about whether it's okay to share your address, and we will mail you a fox painting. What are my options tonight? I have a fox painting.
He said message received well of the
Yeah.
pro-life, like not pro.
But I also
not
have
pro-life.
I also have a
Pro-survival.
painting of a lone soul taking photographs in a back alley, and I also have a painting of Thurber Man. So whatever floats your boat, let me know, and we will mail you a painting. Which is kind of the opposite of making money. Red Dwarf, I caught that, yeah. That's very nice because I was feeling super embarrassed about having made that. And there are, I think, 6 episodes we shot over the summer, and we haven't shot anything recently because, we've just been doing other stuff. But I think as we get caught up, we're going to have to start shooting some.
Yeah, next week if we show it, it'll be 5.
Yeah. John Smithster. Thank you so much. John, nice to meet you. That would be on YouTube. Wow, there's like an interesting spread of people tonight.
Yeah.
We used to have over COVID, we had like sometimes up to like 1,000 people watching the broadcast. It wasn't 800. 800 was like, whoa, there's a ton of people. But we literally had a captive audience in that nobody could leave their house. So we're broadcasting.
Yeah.
People were bored. So yeah, Noah, if you can find a way that we can mail you a painting in a safe way, don't put your address on the Instagram because that's crazy. My number is 403-629-7424. If you have a safe address you can mail it, let us mail it to. That'd be great. And I hadn't anticipated meeting new people on the show because most of the people we've been talking to so far in the Isle of Roux are people we knew through the gallery, so it wasn't hard to get things to them.
That's right.
We've been mailing. I guess during COVID we mailed things out to strangers, right? But we
dropped
painting,
off stuff,
and you were interacting with the people.
Yeah.
And I was a little more buffered from like the logistics of like I don't want to be some like creepy old guy asking people for their addresses, but yeah, figure it a way. And
that is funny. That's
let us know which one you want too, by the way. And John, it's nice to meet you as well. I have time to start another painting, don't I? What should it be? This week is the letter G. If anybody with us tonight knows of a noble cause that starts with the letter G, let me know, and we're going to send them a surprise painting as a gift. G is for gift. I'm like renegade ripping this, and I'm hoping it just goes with the. Yeah, that one well. Can I move this? Because
yeah, I was just showing. Sorry.
No, it's okay. What should I paint next? Okay, I don't know anything about Red Dwarf. Let's find Red Dwarf. Maybe I'll make a Red Dwarf painting. Am I going to hit a copyright problem? Red. Okay, can I point something out about Red Dwarf? It wasn't shot on my iPhone. So So that must be that we're doing okay. Oh, I love this. Okay, that's what we're doing this weekend. We're watching Red Dwarf. There's so much going on. Okay, give me something else to draw. Should I make it smaller?
I think.
For two reasons. One, it is 8:36, so that'll save time.
Yeah.
Two, cheaper to mail. We also got a post box. That's new for us because we used to have stuff mailed to the gallery, and we weren't sure if we wanted to put our home address on the. Your Jupiter ended up very nice. If you're ever looking for another solar inspiration picture, may suggest Saturn's North Pole.
Oh, thank you, John. I'm going to look that up right now. Always look. Oh, is Felix's jacket here? Maybe he wore it home.
Oh, he does have it at home.
Yeah.
Do you want to send one of your Jupiters to John? John, we're in the business of not being in the business. So we used to have an art gallery. Is this the one?
There's this one, and this one's still a bit.
Yeah.
This one has some of the moves.
Lovely to meet you. If you'd like one of Jesse's paintings, we'll call this Jupiter number 1.
Jupiter and moons.
Yeah, Jupiter and moons or Jupiter sans moons. So pick one of those and let us know how we can get it to you. Oh, yeah. Here's how we'll do that, okay? Because I'm down for this. We got a post office box. It's brand new. And nobody is going to send anything to us, but we got to check it every week. So it's actually kind of devastating to constantly. Do you know the post box number?
1.
Here, you need to look it up. Type it in.
3.
We'll put our post box number
035.
So Noah and John, if you actually mail us a letter, we will mail you a painting for free.
It's a hexagon.
Isn't it?
The North Pole of Saturn is
Fake
a
news.
hexagon.
Ever since they faked the news landing, you can't trust anybody. Did I say the moon landing? Fake the moon landing?
You said something.
You know, can I tell you what really bothers me about people saying they faked the moon landing? Can I?
Yeah.
It's just such an anti-academic thing to say. It's like one of the most important things. No, that's not true. It's not that important. One of the wildest things that humans have ever done is put a human being on the moon. That's just the wildest thing. And it was like 60 years after they invented the first airplane. And then, so you do this thing, you put people on the moon, they're like, oh, it's fake. And then it's like, what do you need? Like, what would it take to impress you that we landed on the moon and put a human being on, and people died doing this. And then these like flat earthers are like, can't comments to some destinations. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's okay. Is that?
No, that's always up there, Miley.
Yeah. I've sent my letter. Like I said, I don't know how fast the post
fine.
is.
We'll check it.
Amanda, you are our new favorite, and we are sending you fan mail as soon as we get that letter. I do hope we give you the right post address. Here's the post box.
We have to check it still. We check it every week.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be so fun to actually find something in the post box. Amanda, you're amazing. And then we will mail that back.
And we have paintings to send.
Can I send mail from America? 1,000% you can.
I'm
Here's our
putting
post
on
box
the
coming up right now,
yeah.
and then we're gonna mail you your choice: the fox or the photographer or Superman. And then we click this. Ba-bam. There it is. The Isle of Roux, P.O. Box 13035.
13035.
Beltline, RPO, Calgary, Alberta, T2R 1C6. That's so weird because we made our name out of the last name, and then T2R is like Teru 2 Rick 6. Just the universe loves my name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your name.
I'm one of you now.
And her name was my name too. And whenever we go out, we can hear the people shout, there goes Rich Jesse Teru. We do mail quite a bit of stuff to America. One of our supporters, Richard from Illinois, we went to visit Richard from Illinois because he put up an art show in what town? College Town. Carbondale, yeah. So we flew to Carbondale to see an opening of my show. Richard bought enough of my work that when he put up his show, he put my stuff in with his. It was amazing.
Beautiful.
Yes, you can send mail from America. Just a little one, though. Just a little envelope, and write us like a paragraph. Hello. And then we'll send you we're going to send you fan mail plus fan art. We'll send you a painting for free. Because we're the worst business people on the planet. Give me something wild. Give me something wild to paint.
We were doing chimeras with my grade 4s.
We'll like chimeras.
I drew a chicken lion today. It was a popular
Chicken lion.
Yeah. Chicken legs, lion head.
I said, boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
I keep my feathers numbered for just
I keep
such
my
an
feathers
occasion.
numbered for just such an occasion.
Also, I just realized the chicken legs are kind of like Ishtar, and the lion head is kind of like Sekhmet. That's kind of like a Babylonian Egyptian mashup. How did we get? Well, I shouldn't hit the escape button, I guess.
What are you saying?
There's paint on the escape button.
That's fine. Just don't worry about it. When we turn it off, it's better to clean. Okay. 403.
Oh, fun.
What?
Thanks, John. He's going to send a letter. We'll send the Jupiters.
Yeah, you got a painting with the letter, so tell us which. Yeah, awesome. Tell us which Jupiter. I'd rather send you mail when I can buy some of your art. No, we're not selling art right now. We're just giving it away for the cost of a stamp. But check with your post office to see how much you need to send it to Calgary, Alberta. Yeah, no, I sold. Okay, so here's the deal. To keep Rumble House open, which we closed in December, and we have to add this up, but I sold around 2,700 of my own paintings. How did they get the film negatives? How did they get the film negatives through the Van Allen? Oh, I would think, my theory, Scott, is that the film was digital. It must have been digitally sent. Or are you talking the moon? The moon.
The moon landing.
He's messing with me. He's messing with me. He's not a moon denier. He's just teasing me.
It's called lead.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lead box. That's what I was gonna say. In their mini fridge. They brought it in their mini fridge.
He's teasing me. I think. One never knows.
This is so crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm having fun.
I'm looking at the pattern now.
Saturn. All right. I know. Let's show another video while I'm thinking, because I'm stuck.
You have another video?
I have so many videos. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy what I do. And they're fun because I mostly make them with Felix. Here's one.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
What's it like when you're drawing?
It's like fidgeting. Just would say stimming.
What does stimming mean?
Just what does stimming mean?
It's kind of getting like simulation, like stimulating different nerves. So some people like click their ears in and out in a busy space, and you could hear different wavelengths. Some people like tap. Some people walk. Actually,
Pace, yeah.
Pace, like, so stimming is like stimulation.
What does it feel like when you're drawing?
Sometimes it feels like I'm exercising, like it's not much different than doing push-ups. And then there's the good drawings.
Okay. What does a good drawing sound from?
The good drawings is like maybe I start out with an idea, like maybe I'm gonna draw a flower, and I start out drawing what I think a flower looks like, and then I relax, and then it's almost like something or someone else is kind of whispering in my ear.
All right.
and then I zone out even more, and it's almost like I can see, it's almost like I can feel someone else is guiding my hand, and then I'm just relaxed and just watching it happen. I'm just watching the drawing appear, and it's really nice. It's like being not alone. Do you ever get that? Not everybody's the same, but that's how it happens for me.
I feel like that sometimes happens when I'm felting.
Felting, yeah? Cool. Theo, I'm going to hit your mic because the piercing whistle. I think what we need to do is get Theo a mic or phone. All right. We did promise art lessons at one point. Let me give you an art lesson. I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to grab yourself a piece of paper and a pencil.
Well, that's funny. I was going to say you could just pause the video, but for live, I can't pause the video.
Okay. Kelly, we love you. We can't chat right now. We'll chat in a bit, okay? Alrighty. Nothing like a half-dead Sharpie. Actually, there's a lot of things like a half-dead Sharpie. Like cold soup. Like sticking your fingers in gum. I hate when I reached under a chair today and I stuck my fingers in gum, and I did it like 5 times in a row. I kept getting angry and then forgetting and getting angry, forgetting and getting angry. Okay, so one of the things I often do is I'll talk to the kids in my class about, hey, can you draw me a bicycle from memory? Do you want to try this with me?
I was just going to get my stuff.
Isn't that nice? I think I'm having another piece of paper for you right here.
Oh, sure.
And then should I zoom out a bit so that there's, maybe I'll just take the other.
That's okay.
Don't take this the wrong way. I'm just going to take the other stuff off the screen for now so that you can have a peek at what we're going to do. So it's just us. Still, do I need to zoom out?
That's fine.
I'm going to zoom out a bit. Here we go. How much time do we have?
Like half an hour?
Okay. All right. Is the mic on? Do you see the mic? Yeah, mic's good. Could somebody please, at home, I just moved a few things around. Can somebody just give me a quick hi-ho if you can hear my voice? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. So the first thing I'll ask my kids in school when I start with them, or even just a stranger if I'm getting a quick art lesson, is try and draw a bicycle from memory. And we have this, like, just do it up in this corner here. We have this kind of weird sense of like, you know what a bike looks like. And then you try.
Oh, no.
You're a professional artist. Do you remember
what is with that angle? What
Yeah.
am I doing?
Okay. So it is harder than it looks, right? You kind of have an idea where the Okay, let's just get rid of that. Okay. You know, it'll help you concentrate if you erase that, yeah.
Can you erase it, please?
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Amanda, you got your paper ready? Send me a photo of your paper. I want to see your updates as you do this. I want you to just pick, not in the middle, maybe about 3/4 down the page and about 2/3 in. If you had that grid, the law of thirds, put a little dot right there. Not quite in the middle, not quite in the top or the bottom. Okay. Now, the reason I start here is this is kind of the basic fulcrum for the entire bike. Okay. This is the point where your pedals attach to the bike and your feet are going to attach to pedals, and the bike's going to attach to the ground. So everything in this bike is going to start from this point. You got that point?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where, just give me on top of your pedal, give me a crank, and on bottom of the pedal, the opposite crank, kind of like a windmill. Yeah, just like that. Very good. Okay. Now, your pedals are going to be flat. Okay. So we'll put a pedal here and a pedal here. Okay. Got that? And then you've got your front ring right there. Good. Okay. Now, around this far away, there'll be a dot here and a dot here. And these are your front and back wheels. Okay. And they're going to be level with the jet pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just pour it for a second? Mm-hmm. They're going to be level with your
level. Okay, good.
With your crank, the axle in your crank. Yeah, there. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay.
You are a good teacher. I like it.
You want to estimate the bottom of the wheel is going to be about like that. Okay. Right. Now, if that's the bottom, it's going to be the same distance to the top. Okay. It'll be the same distance to the front and the back. Okay. Right. Okay. And then very carefully turn this into a circle. And turn this into a circle. I like that you spun your paper. Good. Now these two dots are going to dictate where the top of your frame is. It's kind of in the middle and about that far up again. Yeah, right about there. Okay. And that's going to create a triangle here, here, and here. Yeah, that's your first triangle. Okay. Your seat post is going to extend out of this triangle. And
hey, that first angle I did was actually right.
You started out just right. But then you turned it into like a tractor.
Tractor beam.
Right. I keep my seat kind of high up for my frame. Your seat get it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. And then you got this in here. There's another hub back here.
Hub oil.
And it's smaller. I should have told you that. That's fine. Well, actually, it's got gears. So, and then you're going to have a chain that loops up and down around that hub. Okay. Okay. So your crossbar goes straight across here. And it's going to line up with this. This is your there's a
parallel.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a curve, and then this comes up a bit this is your gooseneck.
Goose.
Right. Good. Yeah. And then from this dot here to this dot here.
Which ones are
from this dot here to this dot here? Oh, actually, a little lower here is your front bar. Okay. And you want to thicken up your frame a bit. Okay. And these in my case, I'm looking at these wheels thinking these are my rims. I think in your case, those are your tires. So you're going to put a little line inside the tires.
Okay.
I'm going to put a little line outside my tires. Yeah. So there's my front wheel and my back wheel. Okay.
If I don't look.
I'm doing drop down bars with brakes. What are you doing? Oh, you did drop down bars? Nice. Okay. You have brakes. A hub here too, right? You have brakes. Now, I actually like to put the brakes on. So I'm going to put brakes here and here. And then I like to kind of curve a line up to the brakes. So yeah, this is going to blow your mind. You get ready? You ready for this? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Next step. Put a foot on this pedal. All right. Put another foot on the other pedal. You might want to leave space for the bar because it's the back pedal. Got it?
Yeah.
And then put a butt cheek onto the bike seat. Now, if my ankle is here and my butt cheek's there, the knee is going to be about there. Yeah? Can you see that? Good. Connect the knee to the... Now, this is going to obscure some of my drawing, but that's okay. My other knee is going to be about here, and that puts a thigh here and a thigh and a calf there. Now, like I said, the ground here is dictated by the size of the wheels and the wheel's relationship to this crank. This is where the entire bike sits, is on this crank right here. And so that dictates the size of the wheels. That's going to show you where the ground is. Okay. I know my hands are going to be on the handlebars. It is a pet peeve of mine when these young hipsters ride around without their hands on the handlebars, right? She's riding like a fixie, right? She's got a really low drop down, and that still works. Just okay. We'll put a hand on the handlebars.
Should I make it higher?
You don't have to put a hand on the handlebars right there.
She could be riding a coaster.
Can you please just put a hand on the handlebars?
Hands are hard.
Just put a blob like mine.
Oh, look, I did it. It kind of looks like a hand.
That's great. Now listen. Now you got to kind of visualize that if the elbow is here and the shoulder is here, okay? And that's going to tell you the hunch to her back, right?
Oh my gosh.
Look at my...
You're the best.
You're the best. Okay, so then there's the body, right? So this dot here told me where these wheels would go. The space here told me where the ground would go. This triangle told me where the butt would go. This triangle told me where the handlebars would go. I put a hand on the handlebars. I put a foot on the pedals, and I know where the butt is. And then I gotta visualize where the knees are going to be. And then if this, in my case, it's a young man, kind of a hipster, not that hip because he's holding the handlebars. We all know that's not cool. He's got an Andy cap on, like a do, right? Maybe he's got a jaunty little rucksack, and probably some headphones. You can't really see them. Headphones. And then but the trick is here, everything in this drawing is informed by this dot right here. And you knew where everything was all along. But what happens is you get overwhelmed by the perplexity of where to put things. That is the most amazing girl on a bicycle I've ever seen. So, kind of did my time, my free paintings tonight. It's 8:57. We're kind of in the habit of going until 9:30, and the reason for that is because
that was really exhilarating.
I know.
I've never drawn someone like I watched you give the lesson a bunch of times, but
when did you see the bicycle lesson?
When you gave it to my kids that I teach.
Oh yeah, was that the first time you saw it?
No, you've done it before, but that was.
It is. You know, can I tell you what I was thinking about when I showed you that? Because you were kind of making like sound effects, like ooh, ah, ooh. I was like, wow, I do this every day. Like I've been doing this at the beginning of each semester for the last as long as I've been teaching, and I didn't know that you hadn't seen that lesson before because it's just a thing I do in my day. But we do teach in different schools, and it just didn't occur to me that there was things that you still haven't seen.
I love that.
Yeah.
Also, it makes me want to draw more. Remember, I drew a bike at one of the first Gorilla House events.
And everybody went nuts.
Yeah.
I certainly do.
But it was not a real bike.
I think what it was a very real buttock. The buttock on that bike was something that really spoke to, I think, a lot of the... that one had a particular resonance with our female patrons. They were just crazy about the free... just voluptuous buttock you put on the cyclist. I think the idea of riding and not feeling self-conscious, that was 12 years ago. And I think our body images have changed since then, you know? Like, I think that, like, that was, like, a very empowering experience for somebody to just think, what if your whole bum just hung over your bum seat and like, jiggled, right? I know that sounds maybe more provocative than I meant it to, but I think it was very freeing for the people that were in the gallery that night, and everybody went nuts and fought over your piece. That's actually one of those nights where, like, for the next few weeks, everybody painted bikes trying to recapture that moment.
That's fine.
Are you going to paint your bicycle or keep it forever? What are you going to do that? Did anybody with us join us in drawing bicycles? Did that happen? Well, the nice thing, this is on YouTube, so you can hit rewind and do it all again. I'm looking for a color, a particular.
It kind of reminds me of the animation of like 101 Dalmatians almost, or something.
Oh, I always think the what's the
Belleville?
Show us a picture. 403
The
629
triplets of
7424. I bet you didn't do it poorly, by the way. I bet you did it just right. Here's the other thing to remember.
Where's your phone?
Oh, you texted the picture. So, see, this is where I get resentful.
Oh my gosh, that's
Because
awesome.
yours is every bit as good as
Your,
mine,
other
and I've
way.
been doing this for years.
That way.
So it's like I'm proud of you and jealous.
Yeah, that's proven. That's interesting. The audio learner versus like verbal learner, visual learner.
Yeah. How about like Rage Against the Machine?
And that's interesting too. The idea of that idea, the idea when you're talking about a piece and then going and talking about what worked in a piece and then going in to do an artwork. If you're more of a visual learner, that won't help as much. But if you're more of an audio or verbal learner.
Well, and it's funny too, because my reluctance to that bike lesson is it's a little bit like those paint and sip things where people get like direct instructions on how to do an artwork. But the one thing I tell people all the time is the problem with art is you get so good at it so fast that you start out struggling, and then it's only a matter of months where everything you do is suddenly perfect, like a photograph. And that what people don't understand is that stuff where you have that naivety that like I'm still struggling, that goes away. And then once it does, you spend the rest of your life trying to do something as interesting as your first drawing failures. So I always tell people to really relish and enjoy their failures, because it will be very soon that all of your drawings look like photographs, and then you got to up your level to try and make them exciting again. So there's like, it's a little bit like drumming. A lot of my friends played drums when I was a kid. What I remember was none of my friends that played drums were very accepting about anybody touching their drums. And you would think that drums must be the most delicate thing in the world, the way sometimes drummers protect their kits. You know, like, oh, don't touch the drum set. It's like, don't touch my hair. It's like, isn't it meant to be pounded on? And then how can something so strong be? Okay, Noah, are you sending a picture of your bike?
No.
To 403-629-7424? You don't have to if you don't want to. We could be psychopaths. One never knows. That'd actually be probably just the right size to mail to us at the Isle of Roux post box 13035 Beltline, RPO, Calgary, Alberta. So know that when you send us mail. Oh, sorry, I didn't know I should. Yeah, we'd love to. Yeah, send us an image.
Look, I'm trying to catch you on your bike.
Catch me if you can. Oh, look at that. It's Scott's. We'll catch up with stuff later.
Oh, it's one here. I'll type.
Oh, it's
403. 1403 because it's
1-403-629-7424, and just text me an image of your bicycle.
I wonder.
This is our 4th broadcast of the Isle of Roux, and way more fun than I imagined. Could you?
Oh, this makes me think of summertime.
What did you call it? On the YouTube?
It is called the Isle of Roux number 4.
Here's one.
Oh, look. Then you could go to
just a second
the YouTube channel and then learn how to draw a tree from Rich Teru on our YouTube channel. Look, I did the tree lesson behind her. I'm almost floating off the ground. I'm so happy on my bike there.
Oh my goodness. Noah is my favorite. Noah, can we trade bikes? Can you mail your bike to me and I'll mail you my bike and Superman or something? I love your bike. You are absolutely wrong that your bike is not perfect. It is beyond perfect. But also, can I just make a point that if you were to, and this is not to say it's not perfect, so please don't take this the wrong way, but if you were to connect a line from here to here,
Oh yeah, it's just the crossbar.
then it's the reason you're feeling like you missed something is there's just one line missing. It's the crossbar right here. And then your bike is perfect. But I kind of like it the way it is, like one of those. Oh yeah. So there's a line. Where's your pencil? So sorry. It's a line that goes from here to here, and then a line that goes from here to here. Right? So you just need to connect your two triangles. And it's perfect. I love what you did there. Love it. Amazing.
Oh, like you did the city, I did the river.
Video call Felix Taylor. Hey, buddy. I got you on the screen here. And did you find our link?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. Did you want to join us on the link, or are you just going to follow along and watch?
I don't know how.
Oh. Well, there's I sent you a link here. It's the
StreamYard one?
yeah, StreamYard. If you click that, you could probably join us and pop on if you want. But keep an eye for the Felix monster to show up. That's supposed to be there. This can go. This can go. Can go. And then let's put. Did we drop? Did we drop Theo out? I think we. Theo left us. I should have been more clear that I was hoping Theo would stick around. I do kind of like this bike. Are you going to paint yours?
Yeah, look.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah. I'm sticking with you 'cause I'm made out of glue. Anything that you might do, I'm gonna do too. Okay. We just Bob Dylan had one of these, and there's no reason why I have this other than I also coach wrestling. So I think next season, instead of a whistle, I'm going to bring this. And but I love it from Highway 61, right?
Yeah.
And the stuff that we're accumulating for this broadcast is just darn right strange. So
I like the personality it's getting.
Yeah. We used to have to like struggle. Oh, my butt is in the picture here.
Yeah, I'm chasing you.
Move over.
I'm always chasing you.
I have to switch to online school. I wonder if I'm missing part of that message. Oh, you're going to school. I wonder what time it is in Noah Land.
How did I make such an awful mess?
I don't know. So if you want to be our pen pals, tell you the Isle of Roux. It's 11:09. That is late. It's 9:09 here. We're in Calibre, Alberta, Mountain Time, right?
Yeah.
Is that what they say in America? Then?
Mountain Standard, yeah.
Mountain Standard. And
so I think like
11 is that way.
Yeah, because the West Coast would be 8 right now. We're 9.
Way over. That's exciting. I'm looking.
That was
forward to
really fun.
International mail. Okay, can we run through this? 9:10. Mr. Felix is not joining us, unfortunately. Okay, I hope I haven't offended Scott if he doesn't believe in the moon landing. But I think he's teasing me.
I don't think you. Okay, Scott. We love Scott.
We do love Scott. And I'm sending Scott a China Cash painting, so I'm sure he knows we love him. Is there time for one more? Are you going to paint this, or is it good?
I get scared about painting things.
Oh, here, watch this. What color do you want your sky to be? It's kind of fall.
Oh yeah, I didn't do the leaves yet. Yeah, that feeling of like fall, and then I'm not really wanting to put my bike away yet for the winter.
Right.
Because it feels so good.
Right. And then gravity.
That's a heavy moment.
Because the leaves fall.
Yeah.
And we think of fall as like a name for a season, but also like
it's an action.
Yeah. It's like because the leaves fall.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I pointed out the obvious.
No, I think we take for granted the obvious a lot of times.
Right. Well, I was thinking, oh, that's the wrong kind of fall because that's the season. But the reason the season exists is because, is this also sky?
Yeah.
Oh,
the river is down there behind.
In the Reedy River. Okay, you're committed now. Sometimes, like at school when we're teaching, it's like I could show you something in 4 seconds, or I could spend a semester trying to explain it to you. And the impossibleness of trying to put certain visual things into words when it's just so fast to just start drawing. I build a relationship where the kids and I, we kind of trust each other. Even the kids and the kids trust each other to help each other move forward when we're drawing. Sometimes early on in the semester, I forget myself and I just start drawing. I'm like, can I show you something? And there's like this long pause in my head, but they're saying inside their heads, no, don't paint on my stuff. And I put a mark on the paper, and you see they're like, I will kill you. And then usually the mark turns out okay, and then everything's healed. I can't think. It's probably about 10 years since I actually made marks on somebody's paper that didn't end up being happy with it. But that like still has some scar tissue of like, whoops.
Well, it's true. Like it is way easier to just like I often will like walk around with a piece of paper so I can draw beside them, but
right, or redraw what they have and do into it.
And but that takes a lot longer. Like I understand.
Yeah, it's not time efficient.
It depends on the people. It depends on the
and the relationship you build.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, I'm gonna do one more painting.
Gravity is working against me.
Are you singing to us tonight?
I could sing that song.
What are you gonna sing?
John Mayer.
Are you ready?
Gravity. This brush is like so aggressive. I'm not used to it.
You don't have to use that brush.
I know, it's just fun.
It's good for hair because it seems to be kind of breaking apart at the ends. Sometimes a bad brush makes a good brush for hair and organic stuff.
Yeah, the trees.
This is that stack of paper that was donated. Really high quality watercolor paper. And I certainly take it for granted. I love painting on it, but I know it's going to run out soon. And then we'll be back to buying things again. But we do have some donated. I have paper cutting. Oh, just gonna falls the meat off the bone. It's a really super interesting broadcast. Are you looking for words?
No, I'm so sorry. I just was checking one thing, and then I saw that Megan and Michael emailed us a invite to their wedding.
Isn't that nice?
That is so cute.
Email them back a link to the live feed. Well, let's get on the with some comments here.
What?
Comments.
No more desks to take apart to paint now either. Because of the paper. And you can't take desks apart to paint on them because you used to take the tables apart to paint on them.
Oh, see, I thought Noah wrote that, and then I was like, how does Noah know?
That was that face.
That was definitely that face, 100%. Yeah, there was like a time when I would just dismantle one of the desks and often use the existing graffiti from that was on the desk is the detritus for the back of my painting.
Rich, just have water.
What?
Oh, you're having beer. I was gonna say, are you having another?
Don't drink all the iced teas.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
I didn't wash those yet.
That's okay. I'm a madman. I'm a sweaty tooth madman. Okay. Here's a tougher one. Okay. Same drawing. Start with the center point. And then the cranks. And then there's going to be an axle at the back and an axle at the front. If you struggle with the last one, don't do this one yet. Look, and there's a point for the seat. And then these come together. And then these come together. And there'll be a bar and forks.
Oh, shoot.
Who's this guy? The headset, the seat post, and the seat. Now, the bottom of the wheel will be here and here because it's for shortening the
ellipse. Yeah.
And I would say the two hardest things about drawing a bicycle consistently will always be two things. One, it's really difficult to freehand the wheels, especially if there's a bit of an angle to them. Two, don't even try the spokes pattern until you've laced spokes. What do you mean by laced spokes, Rich? What do you think I mean?
Have you ever had to fix the spokes in your tire before?
I took the rims off my red line.
Yeah.
And I relaced all the spokes from one set of rims to another.
Yeah.
I was in grade 5. And I wanted a pair of Z rims. In Canada, we call them Z rims. So bad. And I cracked my Z rims, lacing my spokes because I laced them too tight. Right, so this is advanced level, the 3D 3/4 view of a bicycle. Am I bold enough to put a rider on it? Should I try that today? Or am I going to regret it?
You don't regret anything.
Right now, I look like I know what I'm doing. Okay. So there'd be a foot here and a foot here. If Amanda does this on her first try, I will be very disheartened and proud. Disheartened and proud. I like to see you achieve, just not that much faster than me. I'm losing a lot of the detail in this bike by putting a rider on it, and that's kind of heartbreaking sometimes. It's like I had the back end of this bike just right. But what I'll tell you is having those pieces in the back of the bike and being willing to forfeit them to the rest of the drawing is really empowering to the rest of the drawing. Also, should have started this closer to the middle.
Oh my gosh.
What?
It's just really fun watching you draw.
I hate to say it, but I feel that way too. Amanda, are you with me on the 3/4 view of the bicycle? So what turned out kind of magically about this is you really, I don't have a lot of lines in here, but you can see my blue sweater and my hair blowing in the wind. And that's just because we spend a lot of time on bicycles. But I'm going to say I was just distracted enough that that came out pretty effortlessly. If I was thinking about it, probably wouldn't have been as good. Amanda, are you sending me 3/4 view? Still with us? Okay.
Who are we going to go see on Saturday, Rich, too?
Who are we going to see? Ronnie Burkett,
Mm-hmm.
marionette puppeteer extraordinaire. Very huge influence in my life. Really love Ronnie Burkett. I remember seeing a documentary on CBC about Ronnie Burkett when I was in high school. And Ronnie Burkett was talking about what it was like growing up in Alberta. Well, it's on video, so you can practice. Amanda, I'm also shocked when it happens too. So I see these things coming out of my hands and I go, who's driving this bus? And one of the things I really like about teaching, and also what we're doing here with the Isle of Roux, is listening to myself try and explain what I'm doing, because I don't actually really know what I'm doing until I do it. So that's kind of fun, because like it's a little bit like my buddy Pat Duddy didn't believe I was solving the Rubik's Cube without using any algorithms. And well, he probably did, but it sounded like he didn't. So I was taking him quite literally when he said it was impossible. And I decided to make a video about my process. And then I realized as I was trying to make this video explaining to him how I solved the Rubik's Cube, I have no idea how I solved the Rubik's Cube. And the harder I tried to explain what I was doing, the more full of crap I realized is I just kind of like zone out and then my hands will solve a Rubik's Cube, which happened to me the first time over COVID. And I got kind of excited, but then I also thought, well, I teach, and every class I have at least one kid that's flunking out of school but can solve the Rubik's Cube in under a minute. And so that's interesting to me that it seems to be something that's connected to kids that do poorly in school, but you have to be pretty brilliant to do it. And then also that they can do it under a minute. It takes me about half an hour to solve the Rubik's Cube. And for the life of me, I don't know how I do it. It's like I feel it. It's a little bit like if you've ever like bit into, you wanted to put like braces on. So you put like aluminum for your gum wrapper on your teeth. That feeling you have when the aluminum touches your teeth is how I feel when I'm turning the Rubik's Cube the wrong way. And at first, it's not very apparent. It's just like I'm kind of working at it. And then as I start to sort of fall into it, I get this real arthritic feeling in my teeth. It's not my teeth. I'm making up words to try to explain something that doesn't have words. But I get this real arthritic feeling that I'm going the wrong way. And then I flip back the other way. And I was explaining this to somebody during figure drawing. And she said, oh, that's cool. You vibe your way through the Rubik's Cube. And that was the first person that really kind of got what I was saying. It's like, don't know how it happens. I'm just feeling it. One way feels more wrong, like I'm doing something wrong. And the other way feels nothing. I don't feel okay or right when I'm turning the Rubik's Cube in the right direction. I just have a sense of wrongness when I'm not doing it in the right direction. And that is the absolute best I could explain my experience with the Rubik's Cube. Oh, I paint on the computer. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I totally did. You remember that time we were bike riding over by the park and we ran into Guy, who was this like guy who ended up on Canada's Most Wanted, but also one of the sweetest people. And he kind of talked like a muppet. He's like this wild, like, and he kind of like, without mentioning anything, I'm just riding my bike and he kind of pulls up next and he's like, you gotta remind me of a guy that wears jeans when it's plus 30. And he was also wearing jeans at plus 30. So we're celebrating our weirdness. But every time I draw this, it reminds me of running into Guy on the bike path and how we wouldn't see these people. Some of the people we dealt with, we wouldn't see them for like 2 years. And then they would just pop into our lives. And without skipping a beat, as though they hadn't disappeared for 2 years straight, they just appear next to you on the bike path and start like pointing out that you're the only other person they know that wears jeans when it's 40 degrees. Now, the truth is I prefer jeans up until about 32 degrees. And by the time it gets to be 40 degrees, it's too late for me to start wearing shorts because summer's half over. And bit of a traffic hazard going out in shorts with my pasty legs in the summertime. I have 10 minutes to finish this. It turned out pretty okay. And then, are you tired, my dear? Are you done your painting?
I don't know. There's no.
I feel like some blue here.
Yeah.
I dislocated my shoulder over Christmas and spent the last 4 weeks, other than the broadcast, not moving my arm because the doctor told me not to. And then I went in for physio, and I wore my what do you call that thing?
Brace.
Arm brace, thinking like I better wear my arm brace because he told me not to take this off. And he kind of takes a look at me. He's like, "You're not wearing that, are you?" I was like, "Dude, you said don't take it off." And then he's like, "Well, nobody really listens to me." I was doing my best to listen.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I had taken it off to draw. And then he wanted me to like test my movement. So first time in 4 weeks, he's like, "Yeah, just put your arm up." And I'm like, "Well, you put my arm back in," and it pops out of the socket. And I put my arm over my head and I just started like manically giggling. I was so shocked to have my arm above my head. I was just so I was manic. I couldn't stop giggling. I don't think my therapist recognized the extent that I took him seriously when he said, "Don't."
Well, because you've ripped your bicep off before.
When
so
I ripped here's the scar.
You take it
I don't know if you
serious.
can see that on screen. It's pretty bright. Awful scar here. They reattached my bicep, and it's fine. I just would never like eat dinner in a tank top with people around. It's okay. I love my scar. It's just scary, unnecessarily scary. What were we saying? Oh yeah, can I tell you something else? It's kind of sad.
Oh.
So today, first day of feeling kind of normal with my arm back. Did I tell you this?
No.
I was kind of like busting through my classroom and changing my shoes, and I had like a moment of like relaxedness where I suddenly realized, oh, we already had Christmas. Ask me why I didn't notice Christmas.
Because you were laid up the whole time and we moved out of Rumble.
I was thinking about my arm.
Yeah.
And I was like being cautious about not like dislocating my arm again, to the point where like everything that happened over Christmas kind of went by in a blur. And then a month after it was over, after we're back teaching, I just today realized, oh, I'm not waiting for Christmas break. I already had it. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I had that deep sense of like Christmas is coming soon. I get a little bit of time off, and then there might even be presents on some TV shows that I love. And I must have just been like, this is like when I gave my TED talk too. I was not present, And after my TEDx talk, I took a look at you. Your hair was different. Oliver had grown an inch. And I was like, I had to admit, I haven't really been here, have I? And you're like, no, but I'm glad to have you back. You were not like that. You got to give a TEDx talk as well. And you were not like that at all. You were totally present and multitasking. Well,
people have different brains.
Yeah. And also we'd had 10 years to development.
Practice it, yeah.
And you and I were able to work together a bit on TEDx talk. Whereas like when I was writing my TED talk, I was kind of alone.
It was different. It was a different setup.
Watch this. Blah!
Oh,
Blah! A little bit of this. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. And then Mark would say, every painting needs a little bit of red.
Your bike's red.
No, more. And the new signature, not much different than last year. THEROUXXV. Theroux. We're going for it's on 9:36 lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 9:30.
Nice.
I think if you're going to sing to us, it's time.
I will sing to you. Say goodnight to you. And today is brought to you by the letter G.
An N and J. for Noah and John, our new friends.
I'm sorry, I didn't touch your hand.
You touched my hand. We're married, Jesse.
Gravity is working against me. Gravity wants to bring me down. Oh, I'll never know what makes this man with all the love that his heart can stand. Dream of ways to throw it all away. Oh, gravity is working against me. Gravity's trying to bring me down.
Are you done?
That's all.
Did you rewrite that song for me?
No.
That's those words?
Yeah.
It's magic.
It is.
A little bit of flick. Okay. I think we have a nice set of. Maybe your mom would like these. Of course not. Art's never done. All right. It was lovely meeting you all. We're going to time out at 9:31. You never know how long we'll be here.
It's really nice meeting you guys, and thank you, Scott. Thank you, Amanda.
Post box is the Isle of Roux,
Theo.
P.O. Box 13035, Beltline ROP, Calgary, Alberta. RPO, Calgary, Alberta. AB T2R 1C6. And don't listen to what I say, just read the words on the screen. Where are they? They're kind of around here, but my hand has to be the other way. I need a pointer.
It was really nice hanging out with you guys.
And
Merry Christmas, Andrew Sabo. Come paint with us next week.